Another day, another game. Welcome everyone. My name is Lamses, and this is game in Tier 10 American gunboat destroyer, Forrest Sherman. And yes, you read it right. That was US Navy last gun destroyer. Every single following design of ships of this class was rocket ships. So this should be the best of the best destroyers ever made. But is it really? Well, I cannot say about real life Forrest Sherman, but in the game I've got my opinion. And let's start with strong features of this ship. Number 1. Guns. As a pinnacle of gun destroyers, Forrest Sherman has great guns, with great shell velocity, fantastic reload, and it has something that other American ships doesn't have. It's SAP shells. Number 2, it has hydro. 5 kilometers ship detection and 3 kilometers of torpedo detection always helps you to stay safe, because number 3, it has smoke. A lot of gunboats in this game have no smoke, but Forrest Sherman has a smoke and hydro combo, so these are 3 strong features of this ship. What about bad things? Does it have any weaknesses? And unfortunately, yes, there is a bunch of weaknesses of this ship. Number 1, I would say it's its speed, because it's very slow and clunky as for a destroyer. Even using speed flag doesn't help much. Doesn't have a speed boost, so yeah, very slow. Number 2, concealment. It's very big ship and it has bad concealment. With full concealment build, it's 6.5 kilometers, so it's very bad. And number 3, the very annoying thing about this ship is even it has torpedoes, the torpedo shooting angles are just horrible. As you can see, even if I'm willing to torp this Stalingrad, I had to turn my whole ship around, and I'm not willing to do it because his radar range is 12 kilometers and I'm already almost at 12 kilometers from him. Okay, overall my score of this destroyer as a tier 10 DD is 8 out of 10. It's a very strong ship, but it has weaknesses and it's not my favorite, so 8 out of 10. Good score, not perfect. So how you played? Well, it's simple. You've got great guns with great shell velocity and good range on it, and you've got smoke, so you just smoke up 12-13 kilometers from enemies and you just shell them with SAP shells, which are great against BBs and cruisers. And for destroyers I recommend most of the time use HE. Another good way of playing this ship, which you will not see in this game, is just sail into the cup, smoke up, use your hydro, and just wait on enemy DDs to fall into your trap, because when they get spotted at 5 kilometers, with your great firepower, you will erase them very quickly. And if they don't, you've got full control of cups, so even if you've got bad concealment, Forrest Sherman sometimes is very good in cup control. Other than that, things you should know is even if it has bad torpedo angles, there is no reason to not use torpedoes. These are Gearing's torpedoes, so they have great range, great damage. They are very stealthy and quite fast, so use them when you can. And in this game I already hit one torpedo. It was as usual zoning torpedo because I like them the most, and it's an additional source of damage, so use it, but don't abuse it. Don't risk your ship's health just to shoot 2 torpedoes, because it's not worth it. But when you have occasion, just send them as a zoning torpedoes, like I said. Another thing worth noting, it's Forrest Sherman is a coal DD, so everyone can have it for 232,000 coal, or 25% less of it if you use coupons. So if you like this kind of play, firing from smoke, and spamming SAP or HE shells, it's a great choice. One of few ships I really recommend in Armory to buy for coal. Next thing, captain skills. These are my captain skills, and I know they are terrible because I'm using my gearing captain, and the gearing is not a gunboat, and I'm built for a torps, and Forrest Sherman is not torpedo boat, so this is more like it, built for a captain. You should use rather this one. Instead of more health, you should use Superintendent to have one additional smoke, because you've got only 2 smokes, and 3 is definitely better and more usable than 2 smokes. A bit of quiet time, so I want to use this time to thank to all of my subscribers. Thank you guys very much, I appreciate all of you. And to the rest of viewers, please consider liking and commenting down below, and maybe even subscribing to this new channel, because every subscriber counts and every new subscriber makes my day. So we know that Forrest Sherman is very good at farming damage from smoke. It's very good at controlling caps with his smoke and hydro combo. What else? Is it any good in open water firing? I would say I don't recommend this. Yes, you can do this, but because you are so slow and rather big target, when you meet the good opponent that can shoot DDs at 12, 13, 14 kilometers, you will die very fast. You've got no heal, you are very clunky, very slow, so very easy target, and you can open water, but I don't recommend it unless you are very good and your opponent is not very good. And you will see in this game, my opponents, they couldn't hit me even if they try, so I was open water firing, but I'm telling you just ahead, I don't recommend it. After a very good start of the game, when my flank just demolished enemy flank, and now remaining enemy ships are just running away and we are chasing. This is the part where Forrest Sherman is not very good, because it's fine when someone is pushing at you, you will smoke up, hydro, and start shelling, but when you are chasing guys, you cannot use smoke because they soon will be out of your reach, and when you're pushing enemy DDs, the bed concealment plays its part, and you will see soon this Harugumo, another gunboat with smoke, will very fast take half of my life, and that's because Forrest Sherman is not very good at pushing at DDs that are running away. Because I'm using my gearing captain, I have RPF that you will not have at Forrest Sherman, because you'd rather have Superintendent with additional smokes and fearless brawler or range on guns than RPF, that it's not needed on Forrest Sherman. But I have it because I'm using a wrong captain, and I'm gonna use this RPF because when you have something, just use it. If you look at the minimap, the game is on the weird state that both teams want to push and take control of the mid cap, but in order to do that we need to secure our flank, the north, where the Harugumo is. So that's what I'm trying to do, and that's why I'm not shooting Ibuki or Kurfürst, because if I start shooting I will be visible, Harugumo will smoke up and he will kill me very fast. So I need to go screen my team and try to get rid of this Harugumo. And I'm spotted, so I need 300 more meters to spot a Harugumo. And then I need to push him until we will be closer than 5 kilometers away. Smoke up, slow down, use my hydro, and start to killing him. Thank God I've got Smolensk right behind me, and enemy ships are far away. So I've got teammate advantage, but as you can see, this Harugumo took away half of my health in an instant, and I could only fire one gun because I was pushing towards him. And now he's almost dead, but he's far away, so my Hydro is not spotting him, and I need to push again. As you can see, Forrest Sherman is very slow, and that's my main complaint about this ship. Too slow and too clunky. Nice, Harugumo is dead, and now I can focus on dealing some damage, because at the beginning it was just testing what we can do, what our team is like, are they good or bad. But now when we get rid of DDs, there's a time to do damage. And because of my wrong captain, I've got no smokes anymore, so I'm forced to do open water shooting. And you will see that I'm lucky that this guy is very bad and has no specs for secondary build, because I'm closer than 12.5 kilometers and I can fire him and he can't fire or hit me, and his secondaries have no reach. I'm watching a lot of World of Warships replays, and whenever I see great games in these gunboats, I can see that the main hero of the video is just shooting enemies and they ignore him, but somehow whenever I play DD, even if the small ace is closer than me to enemies, they are still shooting me. So tell me guys, what is wrong with me that I'm just a shell magnet and enemies' attention is always on me? Okay, guys, don't look at that, because I was shooting Kurfürst at the last seconds of his life. I switched to HE because he was about to hide behind the island and I want to set him on fire so he will die behind the island. He died before he was able to hide, but I stayed on HE, and at the beginning I told you Forrest Sherman has great SAP shells, and HE shells, they are good as well, but only against destroyers. Because of penetration, when you use HE against cruisers or BBs, you have to hit superstructure. And this Ibuki 12 kilometers away, I cannot hit superstructure reliably, so I have a ton of shatters. And this is bad. I should change shells to sub the moment I start to shoot the Ibuki, and I didn't, so this is my mistake and I'm ashamed. I'm sorry. Now I change it to sub, and the whole sequence of HE shelling this Ibuki gave me 3k damage, so 3000 HP lost for this Ibuki. And now, when I'm using sub, yeah, it's going way faster. The game is almost over. Let's try to squeeze a little bit more damage if we can. Another nice victory and great game. Thanks guys for watching, and of course see you in the next one.